Project 2 has some specific color requirements. You need to create a group or a theme of colors that work well together, and those colors need to be set up as global swatches in Illustrator. I'm going to show you how easy it is to find some inspiration of color at the Adobe Color website and to use those colors in Illustrator. So I'm at the Adobe Color website here now. The address for that is color.adobe.com. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you're signed into your Creative Cloud account. We can see my little picture here in the upper right hand corner. If I click on that, it shows that I'm signed in. The reason why you need to sign in is when you create colors here on this website, they get saved to a Creative Cloud library, which is then accessible directly within Illustrator. And I'm going to show you all the steps to do that here in this video. So it requires a Creative Cloud subscription for this to work. If you have an older version of Illustrator, you won't be able to use this technique. Alright, the first thing we have is the color wheel, and it's really easy to just mix some colors. You can just click right on the wheel and spin this around and get a different set of colors. And notice as I do this that all of these pins are staying together, and that's because they're currently in this color harmony called analogous. But for example, if I click on triad, we're going to get three separate areas of colors, and as I drag this around, all of the colors stay connected to each other. They just spin around the wheel. So all the colors that I have here, we also see up here, these would be saved to a Creative Cloud library as individual swatches. Let's make this just a little bit more maybe pastel-y looking. We'll do that. And then in the upper right hand corner here, it shows me where it's going to get saved. Right now it's saving to a library that I set up just for this class called Mat 170. I'm going to click on this and show you that yours probably says My Library. Everybody has a library called My Library with their Creative Cloud account. If you've been using Creative Cloud libraries like I have, you could have tons of libraries. If I click on this, you can see that I have libraries for all kinds of clients and assets and all kinds of things. So I'm going to switch this to the library that I created just for this class, and then I'll give this a name. Let's call it Easter because they're kind of pastel-y looking colors. Notice too that these tags that show up here, they show up automatically as you change colors. You'll get different tags, and this is if you were to publish your color theme to the website where other people can find it. I'm not going to publish mine, so I'll turn this off. Now I'll just click Save, and it happens pretty quick. That saved that color theme to the Creative Cloud library that we'll find when I switch back to Illustrator. I wanted to show you another one of my favorite ways to find colors or create colors is to extract colors from an image. I'm going to switch here to Extract Theme, and then I'm going to switch to my Finder desktop. I have a picture of a not a trading card, but a greeting card that I have that I really like the colors in it. So I'm going to drag this picture of the card into here, and then automatically this website's going and finding colors. They all look kind of similar though, so I'm going to change the colors by clicking on a patch, maybe moving it down here to get one of these darker green colors, and then maybe the lightest one I will make even lighter. We'll just drag this around until we get something we like. So you can see how easy this is to work with. With this method, you can pull colors directly from a photo or something that you find, a design that you like the colors in. So you don't have to recreate them yourself. You can just go around and find something you like and then take a picture of it. So let's give this one a name, and we'll call this one the thank you card. And then I'll go ahead and click Save on that. My favorite way to use this website is to explore the color themes that other designers have created and published. Let's do that now. Up here at the top, right now we're on Create, but I'm going to switch to Explore. And then we see all kinds of color themes that other designers have created. But how do we find something that'll work for our project? Well, what we need to do is search by some type of a keyword or theme. So for example, I'm feeling like I'm ready for summer, so let's do a search for tropical and see what colors we come up for that. And then scroll through here, I might find something I really like. There's a whole lot of variety. I like this one here. So by hovering over these, notice that we get these icons that pop up. So this icon here will download it. We don't need to download it because we have a Creative Cloud library. If you don't have a Creative Cloud subscription, you could download it and then import it into Illustrator. But with the libraries, it makes it much easier. You just click on this icon and it'll add it to your Creative Cloud library, whichever one that you had active. So we can see down in the corner it gave me the message that it was added to the MAT 170 library. So let's switch to Illustrator now and see how we'll use these color themes in our package design project. I have the package styline file open here. This is the file that you're going to design your package design on. I've also opened the swatches panel so that we can see that when I set this file up for you, I cleaned out all the default swatches that come with a new document when you create it, and I created a group called Dyeline, and inside of there we find 3 colors. These are special process colors that represent the actual process of folding, gluing, and cutting the box. And these colors are spot colors. We can see that by the triangle in the lower right hand corner with the dot on it. Let me make these a little bit larger so we can see that better. So now you can see that little dot in the lower right hand corner. Do not use these colors to design anything in your package design. These colors are for production. They're not for printing. You need to create new colors that you'll use to design with that will be used for printing. So we're going to use the colors that we created and saved at the Adobe Color website, and we'll find those in the Libraries panel. Up here next to the Properties panel, we have the Libraries panel. If you don't find the Libraries panel, go up to Window and make sure that it's checked down here. So I saved 3 different color themes when we were at the Adobe Color website, and we see all 3 of those here. The tropical one is the one that I found when I used the Explore function, and the other 2 are ones that I created. In order to use these colors in our design, we need to add it from the library to the swatches panel. Right now they exist in the library. They aren't part of the document. As soon as we add them to the swatches panel, they become part of the document. So the easiest way to add them from the library to the swatches panel is to use your Control key if you're on a Mac like I am, or a right click if you're on a Windows machine. And that brings up this contextual menu and say Add Theme to Swatches. Now we have a color theme or a group with 5 colors in it that we can use to design the package design. But there's one more step, because the requirement is that these colors be global swatches. And right now we don't see that triangle in the lower right hand corner that denotes that it's a global swatch. So before you start designing, convert all of these to global swatches. The easiest way to do that is double click on the color, and then right here, check global. Notice that this green one now has the white triangle in the bottom right hand corner of the swatch. So it's a global color. These still are not global colors. We also see this icon here that shows it's a global color. So this is a global color. This is a spot color. These spot colors are set up for production. The global color is set up for design so that you can easily change the color later if you need to, and that would change all the colors where it's been used in the document. So I'll go through each of these and double click on it and set this as global, and then I'll be ready to start designing. Notice too, up here in the color panel, this color is defined with a color mix, But as soon as I say OK and make it a global color, now we see it as a tint. And this is also important in your project. You're required to use a color tint. You have to define it as a global color in order to use a tint. So for example, if I created a shape with this peach color and then took it down so that it wasn't a full 100%, did it at 50%, this is a tint. So that's a requirement in your project. We'll go ahead and make this last one global. And now this is ready to start designing with the colors that I found at the website color.adobe.com. Go ahead and give it a try yourself and see if you find something that'll work for your project.